name is Carolyn Smith. I'm an 11-year breast cancer survivor. I'm the grandmother of 2. I have been married 47 years. And I am so happy to still be here. And one of the reasons why I'm still here is I do the proper things I need to do. And one of those things is coming and getting my mammogram done, my MRIs, or whatever Dr. Paredes suggests that I do. The new procedure that Dr. Paredes is using now, the 3D imagery, is excellent because they found 2 things in my breast that they probably would never have found in a regular digital mammogram. And the only reason they found that is because that technician took time and saw something that didn't look right. And so they said, let's look at it again. They did a scan, and then they went and did the 3D imagery thing for me. And they found it. And they were not excited about it. They were not upset because the way it looked, I'm going to be okay. But because of that new technology, I feel comfortable today. And it was worth the $60 I had to pay. And I heard one of the ladies say that she thought that was a little too high to pay for that. And I started laughing, and she said, well, why are you laughing? I said, because if we would go out here now to Macy's or any store, and they said, these shoes are $60 or $80, and we really wanted those shoes, we would pay the money. So what is our priorities, ladies? Our life, or a pair of shoes, or a meal for 2, or whatever. I feel like $60 with this new technology that's going to help me be here for my grandchildren. I am just excited about it. And ladies, let's do it. Because we're that important. We're that valuable. There's no money to spend for what we want to do. Well, first of all, I tell everyone, it's your receptionist area that really starts the ball for you. When you walk in and they greet you, and they treat you with so much respect at the front desk, and then as you walk through the hallway, you have a private room, and you take your clothes off, and you have a private locker to put your possessions in. And then you go into a waiting room with all these nice magazines in there, beautiful accessories. The amenities are just fantastic. And unless you look at the gown you have on to take your mammogram, you'll forget that you're there to get a mammogram done. And the staff is so friendly. They are so compassionate. They have so much empathy for you. They know when people are a little nervous, and they try to give them a little extra comfort in that. The staff get along so well because you see how they communicate with each other, how they show each other respect. And it just makes you so comfortable. And if you bring your book with you, a crossword puzzle or something, before you know it, the time is gone. But it's just the whole atmosphere from the time you walk in the door. And then when you sit down with the staff and Dr. Paredes talks to you, it's just like, wow, you're talking to an old girlfriend. And then when you come here, everything is so warm and inviting. And you say, you know what, I can do this. This is good. It's ironic to say this, but in some ways, my breast cancer was a gift to me because it gave me an opportunity to talk to other women, not from a perspective of outside the process, but being inside the process. And any time that you can be inside the process and explain to a young lady, this is why you have to do this. This is what happened to me. This is the outcome of what I did. They have a lot of respect. It's just like talking to a young person or anyone about anything. Well, the first thing they said to me, well, how can you tell me that? Because you've never been through that. Well, you've been through that. And you can tell them exactly how that works. You also can tell them that what I went through is to help the next person coming behind me. That's always been the greatest purpose in life. So when you take the mammogram and doctors study that, and they take your tumor tissue and they study that, or whatever they may do with you, that helps your next generation. It helps your granddaughter, your niece, the teenager across the street. It helps everybody because it's a waste of life to have experiences and don't share them. I know one of the things I wanted to say, and this is something as a woman I speak to a lot of women about. We are the nurturers of our families, and we want to be the strong people at the house, and we always want to be the ones that everybody can fall on. When everybody's in the house is sick, we take care of it. And then when we start taking care of ourselves, we have this little guilt thing that pops up in our head that says, I'm being a little selfish. I think taking care of yourself is not being selfish. I think not taking care of yourself is selfish. So what I try to get women to understand, taking care of yourself is the greatest love you can ever give your family. It's the greatest love. But the fear is there. The distrust is there. Because of the American history with African Americans, a lot of them still do not trust. And so that's why every opportunity I have, if I can recommend a physician or a doctor or a process like Dr. Paredes that I'm comfortable with, I tell them, look, go. You can trust that. Trust has to be built over time. So with my community, that trust has to be rebuilt in a lot of areas. So go take that mammogram done. Go through that little pinch of whatever little fear that you have. Fear is okay, but courage is doing something in spite of the fear.